just say, morning, please take your seats.
Good morning, everybody. I request, please take your seats. All the officers, I requested, please take your seats, sir. We are about to start the session. Please be seated. I request all of you, all the officers. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Chandrika Gadgil, along with Unnati Chansoria, officer trainees of batch 2024, extend a heartfelt welcome to everyone. As we gather here on this momentous occasion, our hearts brim with joy and pride as we celebrate 60 glorious years of Indian telecommunication services, a journey of excellence, innovation, and nation building. Indeed, today we pay tribute to innovation, dedication, vision, and tireless efforts of generation of ITS officers who have played a pivotal role in transforming India's telecommunication landscape by connecting people, bridging the distance, and empowering the citizens. It is a day to look back with pride, celebrate the present with gratitude, and look ahead with the renewed purpose towards Viksit Bharat, a digitally empowered and inclusive India. With this spirit and pride, and with the promise, we warmly welcome each one of you for the Diamond Jubilee celebration of Indian telecommunication services. To begin this grand celebration, we take pleasure in inviting our esteemed dignitaries to the stage. May I request Member Services, Shri Dev Kumar Chakrabarti Sir, Member Technology, Shri R.N. Pillai Sir, Director General Telecom, Ms. Sunita Chandra Ma'am, President ITSA, Shri Mukesh Mangal Sir, and Director General NCA, Shri Atul Sinha Sir, to kindly grace the stage. Please give a huge round of applause. We welcome you, sirs and ma'am. We extend a heartfelt welcome to all the dignitaries come on the stage. Your gracious presence today adds immense dignity, significance, and landmark contribution. Now we request Shri Atul Sinha Sir, DG NCAT, and also the Chairman of Organizing Committee to kindly welcome the dignitaries by bouquet. Sir, first present the bouquet to Shri Mukesh Mangal Sir, President ITSA. We welcome you, sir. May I request Shri Atul Sinha Sir to present the bouquet to Ms. Sunita Chandra Ma'am, DGT. We welcome you, ma'am. May I request Shri Atul Sinha Sir, DGNCA, to present bouquet to R.N. Pillai Sir, Member Technology. We welcome you, sir. And finally, I request Atul Sinha Sir to present a bouquet to Shri Dev Kumar Chakrabarti Sir, Member Services. We welcome you, sir. To set the tone for today's celebration, may I now invite Shri Atul Sinha sir, DG NCA, to deliver the welcome address.
Distinguished members of Indian Telecommunication Services, serving and retired, ITS officers from various wings of DOT, TEC, National Communication Academy, NCCS, Director General Telecom Setup, LSAs, BSNL, MTNL, TCIL, CDOT, ITI, TCOE, TSDSI, leaders from industry, majority of them who are ex-ITS officers, senior officers of the Department of Telecommunications, my dear colleagues and friends. A very good morning and warm welcome to each one of you. It's a moment of deep pride and collective joy as we gather here to celebrate 60 glorious years of Indian telecommunication services. 6 decades of unbroken commitment to nation building, technological leadership, and public services. Dear friends, when the ITS was constituted in year 1965, India's communication rested on copper wires and manual exchanges. Today, we stand at the threshold of 6G, at the threshold of satellite broadband and quantum secure networks. This extraordinary transformation has been guided, engineered, and sustained by the men and women of the ITS cadre, by the officers of the ITS cadre. From drafting telecom policy to administering and managing the entire telecom sector, to building the world's largest rural broadband network under BharatNet, ITS officers have been the technical architects of a digitally connected India. Whether it is the Chennai Andaman submarine cable, the LWE connectivity projects, or the seamless rollout of 5G, the fastest also across the globe, every milestone in India's telecom journey bears the glorious imprint of ITS dedication. Dear friends, ours is a cadre that works mostly behind the scenes, yet touches every Indian life every single day. During the pandemic, ITS officers created life-saving digital systems, the COVID quarantine alert system, the oxygen digital tracking system, and the bulk migrant tracking system, combining the technical brilliance with human compassion. In disasters and emergencies, ITS officers restore the nation's communication lifeline within hours. And in peacetime, they build the foundations of secure, inclusive, and citizen-centric digital governance through platforms like Sanchar Sathi, the digital intelligence platform, and the financial fraud risk indicator protecting citizens in the digital age. Officers, this transition from connecting people to protecting people is the new phase of public service in the telecom area being served by officers of Indian Telecom Service. ITS officers have carried India's voice to global platforms, ITU, APT, ASEAN, 3GPP, ensuring that India's standards shape, not follow, the world's telecom frameworks. They have driven indigenous innovation, empowered startups, and laid the foundation for India to emerge as a telecom product nation, a creator, not just a consumer of technology. As we celebrate this Diamond Jubilee, let us remember this is not only a tribute to our past, but a pledge, a promise for the future as well. We, the ITS fraternity, remain committed to building the digital nervous system of Viksit Bharat, a network that is intelligent, a network that is secure, a network that is inclusive, and a network that is resilient. Dear officers, on behalf of the organizing committee, I extend heartfelt gratitude to all officers for being present here, especially to the honorable retired officers. Sir, it's your glorious legacy that we are trying to carry forward. Let us clap to welcome our retired senior officers. My sincere thanks to every member of the organizing committee and 12 different committees that we have constituted who have contributed, who have made tireless effort to organize this function and try to make it a grand success. May this celebration inspire us to renew our collective resolve to lead with knowledge, serve with integrity, and innovate for the nation. I once again welcome you all. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your gracious words of welcome and for beautifully capturing the spirit of this Diamond Jubilee celebration.
We are now privileged to invite Shri Mukesh Mangal sir, President ITSA, to deliver a special address and share their invaluable insight. We welcome you, sir.
Good morning, respected senior officers seated on the dais, Siroi sir, our Shri Robert Ravi sir, Upadhyay sir, and all the senior officers, ladies, gentlemen. On behalf of Indian Telecom Service Association, I congratulate all the ITS officers, including retired officers, on this historic occasion of Diamond Jubilee celebration of our service. We ITS officers have built the backbone for digital India, taking digital service to every citizen of the country. It shows our dedicated efforts towards the nation building. We have adapted ourselves to the changing roles with times. We started our journey with manual telephone exchanges, then to mechanical, then electronic, and then mobile telephony, and now internet. We have traveled from waiting period of 5 years to SIM selling agent at every nook and corner of the country, and now eSIMs. We started from 4-second pulse, maybe I think it was 2 seconds or 4 seconds, and then 32 rupees a minute, and now unlimited calls within an internet in 200 rupees a month. That is lowest in the world. So all this could happen because of the efforts of our ITS officers. Our mission was connectivity till 2000, and which has now evolved into empowerment of the citizens. These significant achievements over the years have silently drove the digital journey of Bharat. ITS officers have contributed beyond DOT. At one point of time, in our tough time actually, About 320 ITS officers were serving in various ministries and departments under CSS and other kind of deputations. And we have contributed in nation building and policy making for Government of India. Our officers are working in private sectors, and we are happy to see some of those officers here. Then central ministries department, state government, BSNL, MTNL, PSUs, now new is CVC, intelligence agencies, TRAI, TDSAT, UIDI, and so on, so many. And serving in every corner of this country, the contribution of ITS officers have been duly acknowledged by all. And now the number of ITS officers has also been posted as joint secretaries, including myself. So I would like to share an example of our contribution, our ITS officer contribution. Myself and Mr. Bhalla, SK Bhalla, who is another ITS officer, while working in MHA, we were instrumental in setting up of I4C, Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, which is now the first responder to the cybercrime. And there are large number of such examples, large numbers. Many officers have contributed much more than this. Recent launch of indigenous 4G stack under the leadership of, again, two of the ITS officers are sitting here, Mr. Upadhyay sir and Robert Ravi sir. Under the leadership of ITS officer is a testament to our technical acumen and acumenship and national commitment. We have rose to the occasion, as Atul Sinha Sahab was mentioning. In 60 years, we have got many challenging situations like earthquake, cyclone, and COVID. But we led the flag connecting India, and very important, and made work to home a new way of life. So work to home, if we consider actually the contribution of DOT has been the most contributor to this. I take this opportunity to appreciate efforts of our fellow officers of bringing the new telecom era through the new Telecom Act 2023. Our approach has been citizen first nowadays. The significant steps like Sanchar Sathi are bringing this opportunity to our young officers, also to safeguard the citizens in challenging era of cyber fraud. I'm sure that the contribution of DOT has been very significant in prevention of cyber fraud nowadays. We are also building solutions like financial fraud risk indicators, digital intelligence platform to safeguard the digital economy and the hard-earned money of our citizens. These are very large and big goals of our officers. Representing India on global stage, ITS officers are shaping future standards for information and communication technology at ITU through their active participations. India has emerged as one of the leading member states making human-centric contribution to ICT standards in ITU. Presently, one ITS officer is holding the position of chair in ITU-T, and 7 officers are working as vice chair in different study groups. So we are also contributing at ITU level. Our journey has been, earlier it was very easy, then tough times were there. Our 60-year journey has seen both triumphs and trials. We have witnessed the glorious eras, endured the storm that tested our strength and unity, and fortunately Mr. Siroi is there, so he was, taking us through that tough period. Yet, through every challenge, the ITS officers have stood tall, adapting, realigning, and emerging stronger. Recent developments like promotions across the grades, empanelment posting on CSS and non-CSS deputations, CBOs, new opportunities for our young officers, and are clear indicator that storm has passed. And now we are in a bright phase of resurgence. As the ITS Association, we reaffirm our commitment to represent the aspirations of every officer, resolving cadre issues and ensuring continuous professional growth and recognition for all. ITSA is grateful towards significant efforts of establishment wing, National Communication Academy, and many other officers whom I may not be knowing also for organizing this Diamond Jubilee celebration of Indian Telecom service on completion of 60 years. I urge all my fellow ITS officers to keep the pace we have attained and come up with innovative solutions, celebrating the success and putting targeted efforts to keep the flag of ITS high. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words and highlighting the remarkable journey and future vision of telecommunications sector.
We now invite Ms. Sunita Chandra ma'am, DGT, to deliver the special address and share her invaluable insights.
Good morning, namaskar, and suprabhat. This moment when I'm standing in front of you is a privilege and honor for me to be standing here, and I feel really, really blessed by God that I got a chance during my service to be present here and celebrating the Diamond Jubilee of our prestigious cadre, Indian Telecommunication Services. I'm at loss of words at times, you know. So I'm seeing that many of our retired senior officers are present here who have been instrumental in shaping our career and our service aspirations. I can recognize a few faces here, and sirs, my heartfelt gratitude to all of you. Then my other colleagues and my fellow officers from all the various units and departments and attached offices, field offices of DOT, a very warm welcome, and congratulations, heartfelt congratulations to all of you for stepping onto this milestone. As has been told by my previous speakers, ITSA President Mr. Mukesh Mangal and DGNCA Mr. Atul Sinha, that we have had a long journey as ITS cadre. We have contributed to the growth and development in our country for the telecom services, and not only in telecom, but in other ministries and departments where our cadre officers have contributed a lot. We have been serving our country in every nook and corner, be the borders, be the coastal line, be the interiors, be the remote areas. We have been serving with and providing the telecom services. Let us continue to do that and give them a very intelligent and resilient and inclusive services, telecom services. We have been contributing towards international standards and communication technologies, and let us continue to do that. My heartfelt blessings, love, prayers for this cadre, for the glorification of this cadre, and I pray to God that this cadre be as glorified, its journey be as ambitious and as contributing to the nation's development as ever, and God bless us all. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the gracious and the inspiring words.
Now, may I request Shri R.N. Pillai sir, Member Technology, to address the delegates and share their thoughts. We welcome you, sir.
Respected member services, DCC, DG Telecom, DG NCAT, President ITSA, present and former office bearers of ITSA, former members of DCC, my own batchmates, and the members of ITS fraternity. Very good morning to all. It is a thrilling experience. It's my privilege and honor to stand before you today as a proud member of this remarkable association as we gather to celebrate a significant event since its inception of the association in 1965, the Diamond Jubilee. We are all lucky to be the part of it. Over the years, ITSA has grown, evolved through challenges of a rapidly changing technology landscape, regulatory hurdles, and administrative nuances. It must be the past decision of this association that shaped the course of the journey of ITS as an association, so that we are here to see and celebrate the Diamond Jubilee. And my compliments and thanks to all the previous presidents, secretaries, and office bearers of association. And I wish the present office bearers of ITSA will take it forward. And today we are facing the huge challenge because the technological changes are very fast than the previous. Therefore, the repositioning the ITS officer in the reformed setup is very much required, and therefore the necessary capacity building and equip the ITS officers to meet the challenges of future is essential. The present administrative setup, what I feel, is most conducive to save the cadre requirement. Today, ITS officers are visible and making credible contributions in every field they go, be it state government, be it autonomous bodies like UIDI, be it central ministries, be it the international forum in various groups. They are contributing a lot, and it gives the confidence that the ITS officers for tomorrow will meet the challenges of the technological changes and also the administrative hurdles. When you meet fellow ITS officers, it gives me confidence because I feel that they are assertive, knowledgeable, and equipped with the necessary informations to deal with the present day nuances in telecom administration. As a member, I have witnessed a period of 36 years in the journey of 60 years. To fellow ITS officers, my advice is to be assertive because you are capable and competent. Draw the strength from the knowledge and experience we have. And thereby, we can contribute to the society in a larger way. I am not going details into the areas because my predecessors already mentioned about the crisis period where the telecom service has provided a tool for other ministries to discharge the duties. Calamities in COVID period and many other similar situations. The presence of ITS officers in the international forums are also formidable. So therefore, I have full faith in the future ITS officers. I have interacted few officers of the recent batches, and it gives me pleasure that they are with confidence and they deliberate and deal the subject with confidence. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your valuable insights.
I now request Shri Dev Kumar Chakravarti sir, Member Services, to deliver the keynote address, setting the agenda for the future of digital India and vital role of ITS in driving and transformation.
We welcome you, sir.
Respected member team, Mr. Aran Palai, the DG Telecom, Ms. Sunita Chandra, the DG of the NCA, Atul Sina, and the President of ITSA, Mr. Mukesh Mangal, all the respected former and the present ITS officers present here, the ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me welcome all the ITS officers in all forms, either present or retired, everybody present over here for this auspicious occasion of celebrating the 60th year of the ITS cadre in the government service. So it's a long journey. In 1965, used to be known as the PNT officers. The nomenclature came in 1965 as the Indian Telecom Service, and since then, it's almost 60 years. A long journey. It was not free of the different obstacles and the period of the period of turbulence we have passed through. When we started the service, it was very smooth, and everybody knows prior to 2000, it is all ITS who have constructed the basic telecom infrastructure in the country and contributed significantly to convert the analog into the digital platform. The turbulence period started in 2000 when the market, we were moving toward the liberalization pattern, and the telecom sector was open to the market, and the regulatory mechanism or the paradigm was put in place. Then from 2010 to 25, it was a period of policy excellence and facilitation. From the role of regulator, we came down as a facilitator to the different services in the telecom sector. Starting from the 2025, it is again a new era, and I prefer it to call as the period of consolidation now. See, Member T was talking two very important words. Once a cadre attains 60 years of service, it is a considerable long period. If you are planning ahead for another 60 and 60 into X, many years ahead, you will require reforms. It's mandatory, along with the capacity building process. See, before we enter into the requirement, what we want to do with the cadre and what we foresee about the cadre, let me first talk about the telecom sector, the telecom service, as we see it as a cadre of the Indian telecom service. So the perception of the telecom in the countries like India, a developing country with a massive population of 142 crores or so, it is not just as a tool of connectivity. It is much more than the tool of connectivity. We see it as a tool of equity. We see it as a tool of democratization. We see that this is the tool for providing the government services into the doorsteps. We see that this service can bring into newer opportunities, newer services, newer management, what the population might not have experienced earlier. So I think it's a multifaceted tool, a positive tool which can really uplift the part of the population into a significantly higher level where they are capable to contribute into the GDP. So that way, it's very important. The telecom has been recognized in India. It's not as a tool of connectivity, but it is something much more than that. The number two is equally important. Telecom today, with the many attributes of the mobile broadband, satellite, the artificial intelligence, robotics, and the quantum, whatever the technological developments has taken place, it is a catalyst to the Industrial Revolution 4.0. The industry, you will be seeing tomorrow that the working pattern, the styles of management, the efficiency, many other things are getting changed just due to the use of the newer technologies. It is also recognized as a tool for the digital economy. And you are aware that number of the digital transactions in India, it is the highest in the world. And by around 2030, we are guessing, or we are just approximating that 30% of the Indian economy will be shifted to the digital economy. Again, there is a significant role of the telecom services and the different attributes of the telecom services in making happen a digital economy, and that achieve 30%, 40% day by day more into that. You'll be knowing about that many of the ASEAN countries and the countries in that region, in our region, they have opened up a separate ministry called the Digital Economy Ministry. Days may not be far away when we also move towards that. The fourth important point is that telecom now has been considered as a very vital instrument and a service for maintaining the national security. It's very, very important. All of us, we are aware how the cyber crimes, cyber frauds are affecting the entire world. In India, it's starting from 23, if it was 16% or 24%, in 2024, it has grown to 216%, causing something around 24,000 crore loss to the citizens. If you look into the worldwide, only in 2024 and 25, it is approximated that the total loss to the citizens worldwide would be around $10.3 billion, trillion, which is basically the third largest economy. It's a global economic crisis today. Add to that, the rogue countries trying to infiltrate or cyber attack the infrastructure of the other countries. Togetherly, it's a global menace, it's a global crisis. And it is the duty of the telecom sector, and particularly the officers who administer that sector, the ITS, to come forward, take it as a challenge, and make this particular cyberspace safe for everybody's use. Now, the final thing what I want to say, there's a growing understanding all over the world that the next superpower of the world, it will not be sufficient to be a defense might or an economic might. There is a third paradigm now which will be required to become the next superpower of the world, and that is leadership in the digital technologies and the empowerment of the citizens in the digital technologies. Now you can club all those things together and you really understand how become the telecom department has come up today. It was telecom what we serviced earlier, it is telecom plus plus today. Tomorrow it may be plus plus and something more that are being added to the services that we render. What I want to mean, day by day, the sector has become more and more important. It has become more and more vital, starting from the national security, to the GDP, to the global economic GDP contribution, or the digital economy, the upcoming services. And if you want to become a superpower, you have to take lead. There is no other way than in the digital technologies. So that's how really we perceive the telecom services in India. Significantly, only a few months back, the telecom services or the sector has been really identified as one of the horizontal across all layers of ministry or departments all over the country. And that's basically making the whole of the government. That is, it is another tool being identified which are going to come and contribute in a significant way, bringing the entire nations together, bringing the synergies of the ministries together, and we are going to see the future very shortly, how it is going to reshape the Indian administration, the Indian governance, and India as a GDP leader. Keeping all those things in mind, now, as I said, the reforms and capacity building is going to be very, very important for our officers. Most of the talented guys are basically joining the ITS cadre. I have been interacting with many cadres. In fact, there were some few of the other cadre officers who were posted here, we have seen, we have interacted with the different groups of officers. We really understand the officers are really capable, talented, and they have immense potential to grow. They require a bit of guidance, a requirement of giving the best of the training to them, and making available the global vision to them, not to curtail within the limited potential of an LSA, of a state, or within the country. They require really to see the whole world, to grow their own global vision and their global ideologies. So it's very important that the National Communication Academy really takes it up in a very big way. From the department side, we have started actually enriching the people. We are now sending at a young age, officers for the master's degree. Subsequently, we are now thinking of the PhD, doctorate degrees, and that is a basic minimum requirement. See, I have seen many of the officers are applying for a particular post in the government here and there. When you open up a CV of an ITS officer, he only talks of, I worked there, I have worked this particular project, that particular project. But see the other officers' qualification. They have done masters, they have done doctorates, they have written 2-3 books, they have international exposure. I think we really require to gather that competence as well. In addition to that, where you are showing expertise in your own field. Number 2 important is the strength of the cadre. See, in the current scenario, I really don't foresee anything more than that what we have. Around 858 plus 310 as a reserve, something around 1150. But there may be potentials in the future. And I'll tell you a few of the scopes where possibly we can grow in a big way. But it is more important, see, not the number, how we are going to utilize our officers. See, there is a huge demand of the ITS officers in all the security-related ministries, agencies in the country. We are constantly getting requirement. In fact, we could not stop now. When we have started sending now JS Crypto, JS Security in the NSA, in the MHA, we can't now stop that. The trend has just started. And we want to really reciprocate. For that, we require first the capacity building once again. The CDB training, which was started by the same Mr. Atul Sena. Every year, we need to train at least 20-25 officers as a domain expert, as a cyber experts in the country. And we have to depute them in altogether all the ministries and the related defense and security institutions in the country. That will be a wonderful attempt from the side of the cadre, where subsequently you can look over even encadrement in those ministries. Strengthening the DCC is one more very, very important thing that we all need to take up. Today we talk of policy, we talk of budget, financial things, and etc. But I think everything as a whole, whatever DOT thinks, it has to be supervised, monitored, planned, programmed by the DCC. It's a combination of the best of the brains from the many of the cadres. Togetherly, possibly, we can do the best for the telecom sector in the country. You can think, because the new policy, the NTP 2025, which was done basically the National Communication Academy, we have talked about 6 vital missions, out of which we plan the DCC members to basically run 1 or 2 missions each, and the advisors along with them. What we do not have in our setup is that, see, there are many projects which are coming up. Everything we are trying to maintain by the resources, whatever we have got in the ITS cadre, without restructuring the thing, which is very, very important. I think tomorrow we must have 5 to 6 important SPVs. And the newer systems that we are coming up, TC-Shart, the NSS, the National Safety Net Systems, or talk of the projects like unit for the disaster management, the technological advancement, whatever you are doing, all have the capability to come up with the SPVs. There are many COEs which are working, but not as a full-fledged capacity. COEs must be done on priority, and all attempts should be there to take it up to the Section 8 companies. And that's how actually the diversification starts. Only working on the policy, only working in one LSA unit, working in one of the research institution, possibly the full strength of the and full capacity of the cadre is not being utilized. Coming up with more and more SPVs and giving them the leadership at a young age, that possibly is going to be crucial tomorrow. We'll be working for that, and we look forward that everybody comes up, contributes to that, including the ITSA cadre, the body as a whole. LSAs has now been becoming, it is now becoming more and more important. For a long period of time, we have been waiting that why we are not given the responsibility of the BharatNet and amended BharatNet. You will be happy to know now that execution, as well as the monitoring, review, inspection, everything has now been given to the LSAs. So tomorrow, we have to gear up once again so that these works equally taken up. One more important area the LSAs must look for, either today or tomorrow, it is going to come. The social media must be monitored. See, because it is creating havoc in the national security as well as local law and order situation. So get ready for that. I think we require that preliminary assessment and gearing up to that, how to do that type of systems, that type of tools, and as a whole, we can go for it. We'll be requiring, on an average, we'll be requiring empanelment at the top level. And you are aware, we have got now the JS empanelment. Officers for the level of the AS is in process. Many of us, we have been talking, and you can hope 4 to 5 additional secretaries for the first time. We get it from the ITS cadre. Very soon, we will be getting it. A huge amount of R&D push is required, particularly the training, the R&D institution like CDOT. Now, Dr. Rajkumar, time has come to grow, to expand, to diversify more and more. Often I see we come up with a small projects, 500 crores, 200 crores and something. Why we can't come up with very big projects of 25,000 crores? Why everything you want to get it done within the same campus, within the same building? Think of, it's a vast country, there is no constraint of land, resources, and we are not a poor country today. We have capability to spend. Think big. That is one of the requirements for the ITS cadre, very importantly. Then we require the, thank you. We are looking for the synergical working of all the 3 PSUs, ITI, TCIL, and the CDOT, working to make a consortium. And every project, whatever they will be working, there will be one of the company will take the lead, but in the background, everybody else will be contributing to its success. And if at all, subsequently, any time, if you feel something more that you want to do, ensure 2 things. The mobile handset, the regulations and everything is with the MATI. Cyber world, they prefer MATI to retain in their domain. If at any point of time, if anybody can contribute at any point of level, at any level, please help us to get back these 2 words. Very, very important. Just get back the words under the name of DOT. Rest will ensure what we do. Okay. I mean, the opportunities are huge, but first of all, ensure that we build our capacity. We are capable to handle the challenges of tomorrow, and the world is yours, I really tell. Some of the very, very important learnings, it is only 4, I'll finish with this one. First, please ensure that capacity building has no substitutes. Like we say, hardworking, it is no substitute. You have to build up. You have to go for study, and never always look for department-sponsored MA degree or PhD degree. Go for study leave. Go for study leave, but whatever, go for the best of the institution, get yourself equipped. Tomorrow, it is going to be one of the basic benchmark for selection of many things. Additional works or the new works, whenever we want to assign, I really understand on an average that we do not have that aggressiveness to get the work. In fact, we want to go into the back foot. And there are constraints. We talk more of the constraint. My request would be, if somebody wants to give you more job, newer responsibilities, additional responsibilities, just grab it. Constraints will be settled in the process of time. Go on persuading your own issues, how to do, how to get done the best. It will be settled, it will be tackled. But first, grab the work. It is one of the basic things what we need today. The third important thing, align your work with the national flagship programs. See, we do many things. but we don't relate it to that particular national flagship program, and often it gets unnoticed. See, when you work for DBN and ABN, that LSS will be doing, talk of digital India, that you are doing of digital India. When we are doing manufacturing missions, PLI and the TTDF and all those things, let us talk that we are moving towards the Atmanirbhar. So you have to go with the flow of the wind. Can't create a wind of your own being a small cadre in the government. 75% work and 25% publicity, very important. See, we are the silent workers. Many of the great efforts, many of the great contributions made by the ITS officers in the past, in the present, are getting unnoticed. So please ensure that while you talk 75%, 25% you do advertise, you do talk and publicize that I'm doing it. And finally, I'll finish with one word. No leg pulling, a bit of more comradeship we should generate within the cadre. Something happens to one man, 10 complaints come. One man gets a benefit, another 10 issues come together. Let it not happen here. I think it's a family. Sometimes it will come to you, sometimes it will go to them. And everywhere we are trying to put the best of the selection mechanism. So my request would be there, let us treat each other as a family member. Come together and generate that comradeship. Thank you. Finally, my wish, actually, one thing is sure, that ITS is one of the finest cadre in the government of India. And maybe the country has seen only part of the potential, 50%. Another 50% and more is going to come. And I request all the young officers, please get ready, accept the challenge, and prove yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the enlightening keynote filled with foresight and inspiration for all of us gathered here today.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we commemorate this proud milestone, let us hear some words from our heads, Honorable Minister of Communication, Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, Minister of State, Dr. Pema Sani Chandrasekhar ji, Secretary Telecom, Dr. Neeraj Mittal sir, who have shared their messages on this special occasion.
I request the technical team.
Congratulations to the Indian Telecommunications Service on their Diamond Jubilee. 60 years of glorious service. 60 years of diligence, commitment, and dedication to building a Viksit Bharat. 60 years of generations of our Indian Telecommunications Service officers that have given their life, their blood, in terms of connecting every single citizen across the length and breadth of this great country. On this day, as a citizen of India, I would like to thank all of you. Thank you all for the commitment, for the dedication, and the hard work that this organization has put in building India's resilient infrastructure. From adaptability to the modern environment, from engaging in technology, from leapfrogging India to the digital age, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Viksit Bharat 2047 is now well within our grasp. And credit to that on the digital landscape goes to our officers of the Indian Telecommunications Services. Our commitment is to make our telecom infrastructure, which will drive our economy. The digital economy will comprise almost 20% of GDP by the year 2035. And therefore, our commitment to ensure that our service is Viksit, our service is Twarit, our service is Samaveshit, and our service is Surakshit. Let us all take this pledge today and dedicate ourselves to ensuring that Viksit Bharat 2047 is a reality. Once again, congratulations to all of you, and thank you all for your commitment and dedication towards Bharat Mata. Congratulations and thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
To celebrate 60 years of the Indian Telecom Service, we salute a legacy of innovation, resilience, and nation building. From trunk calls to 5G, ITS officers have been the driving force behind India's telecom revolution, empowering millions, connecting the unconnected, and building the digital backbone of our nation. Your dedication has touched every household, every village, and every enterprise, shaping the story of a truly connected Bharat. On this Diamond Jubilee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to every ITS officer for your tireless service. As India strides into the era of 6G, AI, and beyond, may you continue to lead with excellence and purpose, guiding our nation towards a future that is smarter, more inclusive, and boundlessly connected. Thank you.
The time of trunk calls to 5G, the journey of ITS officers has mirrored India's rise as a telecom powerhouse. They have carried the torch of connectivity across the nation, enabling digital India and empowering every corner of Bharat. Indian telecom service has been the backbone of our digital transformation, and their role will become even more pivotal as we enter the era of 6G, artificial intelligence, and intelligent networks. On this proud milestone, I admire and felicitate all the ITS officers and wish them continued success in shaping the future of a connected, inclusive, and an upgradable.
Thank you to all the honorable dignitaries for their kind words and wishes. They truly inspire us to continue our journey of service and excellence.
With that, we will conclude the welcome session and move ahead in the celebration of legacy and leadership, with gratitude for the past and confidence in the future.
I request everyone to kindly remain seated. We are starting the first session in few minutes. please. We have a total of 3 sessions scheduled for the forenoon, each promising and enriching deliberations.
The first session of the day is themed at Viksit Bharat 2047 from Access to Empowerment, where we will explore how India's digital revolution is moving beyond access toward empowerment of the citizens. Moving ahead, the second session titled Role of ITS Officers in Technology-Led Governance. And finally, we will conclude the forenoon with the session Making Bharat a Telecom Product Nation.
It gives us immense pleasure to invite the moderator of the session, Shri S.T. Abbas Sir from ITS 1989 batch, who is currently the Senior Deputy Director General and Head Telecommunication Engineering Center, TEC, Department of Telecommunications. Sir has worked in various capacities in the department involved in formulating regulatory and policy norms in telecom services in India.
Now, joining him on the panel,
Shri S.T. Abbas Sir, please come on the stage.
I request, please, S.T. Abbas Sir, please come on the stage. We welcome you, sir. Now, joining him on the panel, eminent expert across the telecom ecosystem, it is our pleasure to invite Shri A. Robert Gerard Ravi, sir, ITS 1990 batch, presently serving as CMD BSNL. Sir has over 30 years of experience in telecom domain. He has earlier served as advisor in TRI, as a chief telecom officer in the government of Tamil Nadu, and a senior advisor to the Minister of ICT. We welcome you, sir. I request Shri A. Robert Gerard Ravi, sir. We welcome you, sir.
Now it is our pleasure to invite Shri Sunil Kumar Singhal Sir from ITS batch 1992 with over 29 years of experience in telecommunication and broadcasting sectors. Sir has played a key role in formulating the National Digital Communication Policy, digitization of cable TV networks, and the growth of broadband infrastructure. We welcome you, sir. Please have a seat.
It is our pleasure to invite Shri Ravi Gandhi, sir, President and Chief Public Policy Regulatory Officer, Reliance Jio. Sir is a former ITS officer of 1992 batch. Sir is expert in public policy and regulatory affairs and demonstrated career history in the telecom industry. We welcome you, sir. It is our pleasure to invite Shri Rahul Vatsar, Chief Regulatory Officer, India and South Asia, Bharati Airtel, Director, OneBab India. Sir has experience in regulatory policy, licensing, spectrum management, where Sir has successfully led regulatory initiative in telecom. We welcome you, sir.
And now we request our moderator, Shri S.T. Abbas Sir, to take the session forward.
Thank you so much. So I welcome all senior officers of DOT and my friends and colleagues from ITS fraternity to this session, second session of knowledge session, which is Viksit Bharat at 2047 from access to empowerment. So in the first inaugural session, we have already listened that this is the 60 glorious years completion of the Indian telecommunication service. And during this 60 years, the telecommunication sector has seen its splendid development from the initial technology of the Stroger and crossbar to now the 5G and 6G technology and satellite-based communication. So carrying forward what the sector has performed and what is coming for the future, in this session, we have got 4 shining stars of the telecom sector as panelists. And without wasting any time, I will start this session. And my first panelist is Mr. Ravi Gandhi. He is President and Chief Regulatory Officer of Reliance Retail and Reliance Jio. And he has worked as an ITS officer from 1993 to 2007. So, Mr. Ravi Gandhi, you have witnessed the entire journey from basic telephones to universal access and further leading to empowerment of every citizen. There is a role of telecom in each and every vertical, empowering the user. The digital boom started after the launch of 4G and further getting boosted through 5G. So please share your views towards the Viksit Bharat at 2047, and I think 3 to 4 minutes will be for you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's truly a nostalgic moment for me to be here in my old brotherhood, where I served half of my career. So, as far as the Viksit Bharat and growth of telecom is concerned, before we talk about, I still remember the day I joined ITS, 20th December 1993, and I see a lot of my batchmates sitting here. When the total telephone connection in the country were 7 lakh, and the demand or the waiting list was 3 lakh. So the whole discussion was how to wipe this waiting list of fixed line connection and move ahead. And during the orientation, when the then secretary came to address us, he said, yours is the last batch of ITS, and there won't be any requirement because we are going to privatize the whole sector, and we don't have money to actually invest into this sector to wipe out the waiting list. So that's how we started the career. And when we were discussing about 60 years of ITS, it is not 60-year-old cadre, it is 20-year young cadre, because it has risen from the ashes in 2004, 5, 6. In the first decade of 2000 to 2010, when we were witnessing that whether this cadre should be declared as surplus or it should continue. So rising from there, and now we see this as a young and vibrant cadre, which is 20-year-old but with 60-year legacy. So I still remember Mr. Siroi sitting there. I have closely worked with him in ITSA. He was president, and I used to be joint general secretary with Mr. A.K. Mittal, Mr. Siroi, and many of our friends who are sitting here. So when we used to talk about how do we continue this cadre as organized cadre, and how do we have the minimum critical mass in this cadre, so we should create some unit which we termed as TEMC, which was then renamed as VTM, and then term, and then now which is now called LSA today. And Madam Sunita Chandra is sitting here as DGT of that unit. I started my career in MTNL with Madam. Together we used to install OCB 283, trying to actually convert all crossbar exchanges and Stouger exchanges to the new technology switches, OCB, AXE10, etc. So starting the career from there, then moving to the mobile and CDMA. Then of course, it was my personal choice to move on the other side of the fence and also contribute towards the private sector to the growth of the country. So starting the career from there, and now where we are talking about taking the leadership in 6G, AI, and many other things. We are part of the networks where we have the fastest 5G rollout in the country. I work for the company who has over 1 million radios installed, which is phenomenal, which has been in last 3-4 years, it has been one of the fastest rollout. When 64 kbps used to be luxury in the year 2000, before 2000, today we talk about Gbps speeds. When 100 MB data used to be sold for more than 1,000 rupees, today we are sitting where every individual is using more than 30 GB data. We have seen those days when in E10B exchange, we used to have the hard disk of 20 MB, and the upgradation from 20 MB to 40 MB used to be a big project. Today, one individual consumes more than 30 GB in a day. So all the computing power of E10B or the switches which we used to have in those days probably is less for a child to watch the reel on a FaceTime, etc. So that's where we have reached in last 20-25 years. Being part of this family, I have witnessed all the growth, and moving ahead, we will continue seeing this growth in this same exponential manner. And technology life cycle has shortened. So we used to have crossbar for 20-25 years, E10B for 15 years, then new technologies for 10 years. Now the technologies are changing in every 5 years. So that's how I think in 2024-5 we have 5G probably. Before 2030, we may see 6G. Even in 2028 or 2029 itself, we may see 6G. And 6G is not just a network which will come with a speed which is higher than the speed which used to be in 4G or 5G. 4G, of course, brought in the revolution which we see today. The biggest revolution is e-commerce. Most of the applications, most of the companies which have become unicorn, if you see, a majority of them are the e-commerce companies, which has risen on the back of 4G. So that has actually given them or provided the ability to reach to the consumers and deliver the goods in a faster way, which is faster than any of the developed country in the world. So you get actually goods delivered in 5 minutes. Nowhere across the world you can actually order the things and which are delivered in 5 minutes across the world. It takes days actually to get the deliveries done on e-commerce. So that's the kind of, I think, power which we have achieved using the technology with 4G. With 5G, of course, the bandwidth and many issues are getting resolved. With 6G, will bring in further dimensions to it. It will bring in remote sensing, it will bring in reflective surfaces, it will bring in many more things, which will actually make telecom network, not only telecom network, but the utility of telecom network would be much beyond that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ravi Gandhi. You rightly pointed out that rising from the brink of being surplus to this stage of vibrant ITS cadre, and then we are striving to have our 6G network even before 2030. So thank you very much for giving this views on the Viksit Bharat. Moving to the next panelist, Mr. Robert Ravi, who is Chairman and Managing Director of BSNL. He has worked in DOT, BSNL, TCIL, TRAI, Ministry of ICT in Uganda, State Government of Tamil Nadu as CTO, and now as CMD BSNL. So Mr. Robert Ravi, we have seen that the telecom network has played an important role in connecting the unconnected and bringing them in the mainstream of economic activity. The 4G saturation scheme and BharatNet have paved the way to connect the remotest areas. So please share your views on the Viksit Bharat at 2047.
Thank you. First of all, I think this occasion is very, very important. We are here, the Diamond Jubilee. We have, just as Ravi mentioned, it's time to just go back and see how we came around the journey. We went one step at not crossbar, we were from the Stouger. We even put hands-on Stouger. And we had hands-on EWSD, AXE, digital switches, Huawei switches, and today, thanks to RK, we have our own 4G stack up and running. We came a long way. I think it's a proud journey for each one of us as ITS officers, as I think our member mentioned. We have really played a vital role in the digital connectivity of the country, touching the hearts and souls of every family, which the minister rightly pointed out. But the journey is long. The journey is not complete. We have still a long way to go, especially in the security aspects. Another aspect, fortunately, I was also involved a bit on the Viksit Bharat view of what the telecom needs to be done in the telecom sector. We have put a very important roadmap for the telecom in the Viksit Bharat of 2047. Critical things include security. Security is one of the key area. And how we go into what we call a distributed connectivity mechanism from what we have a centralized thing, which means the concept of having a common core and then the data flowing in the complete area. Can we split and do completely distributed to the edges? And the AI learning happens in federated learning. It happens at the edges. So it's not only a centralized ML, it will be a federated learning also. So these concepts going to build not on the connectivity side, even on the telecom, the BTS, whatever we develop on the 6G side, as Ravi has also mentioned that thanks, I think DOT, I think we have given close to 250 crores only on the research of 6G, which very few countries have put in. And we have astonished to see we are doing a lot of technological growth in the 6G, especially we have the reflective index, of which even BSNL is part of it. I think we are really glad that we are all part of one family, which is a long way to grow. I request the youngsters actually to put in more efforts to see the vibrant thing still goes, because as rightly pointed by our members, the telecom connectivity is the horizontal layer. This is going to connect all the verticals, be it in any of your verticals we speak about. Now we are even talking about our, not only cable landing, I think morning we told, I think Mukesh was mentioning, we are doing about Chennai to Andaman. We are even, the countries are looking upon us to even help their submarine cables. So we have a lot of opportunities coming across as we go forward. Going into the topic or the question which Abbas Saab has mentioned, put in, on the BSNL, we have put, I think, one of the key aspect of the government in the BSNL also was to push towards what we have, connect the unconnected. Our Gaon 4G, that means every village should have 4G. We are proud that in September when the Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated the 4G, we connected close to 24,670 villages which did not have a 4G connection. But again, as we mentioned, the journey is long. We need to put in more and more efforts to reach, to have true connectivity achieved to every citizens of the country. Now, added to it is what we have, this BharatNet. We have the AVP, the phase 3 of the BharatNet, which has also been rolled out by BSNL. We wanted to ensure that the rural is also not left behind far. The gigabit Ethernet connectivity, which is boosted on in urban connectivity, needs to be taken to even the rural most area. Today, we are also proud to say that in BSNL, we are trying to build up a network which we call what we have a national Wi-Fi roaming infrastructure, which means if you are a BSNL customer, Kashmir to Kanyakumari, wherever you are, if you latch into a BSNL or a Wi-Fi hotspot, or even an ONT who's having, suppose I come to your house, you're a BSNL customer, and I can latch into your FTTH connection anywhere. But of course, my connection goes back to my connectivity and my data. So we wanted to see that we created a connected, closed, the customer should feel it easy. That's what we think about, which means even the remotest corners, the villages, also gets connected. And in this context, you are already aware that another remarkable thing which was done recently was in a village, a very small remote village in Punjab, totally Wi-Fi, totally free. Can you expect a high-speed internet freely available in the villages, thanks to some of the donors, which we build up a mechanism of putting some FTTH through some donor contribution, and then the entire village is today on Wi-Fi, high-speed internet, free of cost available. So connectivity is the key, as rightly pointed by the member. Digital economy thrives on this connectivity. I am very sure BSNL, along with the other operators, is going to play a major role in developing the connectivity of the country. Thank you, Abbas.
Thank you so much, Robert, Ravi, and pointing out the new concepts of distributed connectivity, federated learning, and the most important, that rural should not be left behind, and digital connectivity to every individual, and the new scheme of national roaming on Wi-Fi. Now moving on to the next panelist, Mr. Sunil Singhal, 1992 batch ITS officer. He has worked in BSNL DOT, TRAI, and has got extensive experience in licensing and regulation domain. So, Mr. Sunil Singhal, the continuous positive contribution and policy intervention of the government has shaped the destiny of India's telecom sector in achieving the figure of 118 crore of mobile users in the country as on date. So please give your initial remarks on this Viksit Bharat at 2047.
Thank you, sir. And good morning all senior officers, my colleagues. And I feel honored to speak today before such large number of ITS officers who are present here. The contribution of the government and the policy interventions is reflected in the fact that today the telecommunication service sector has the highest number of subscribers in India in any public service. We touch close to 120 crore subscribers, which no other any public service in India touches. And that shows the kind of milestones we have achieved. And simultaneously, we see the largest service export, which is IT and IT-enabled services, that rests on the government policy initiatives, which resulted into a development of the telecom services infrastructure which is available today. So how I see those contributions and policy interventions, broadly, I would like to categorize them into 4 or 5 buckets. And each one of us has seen this journey in our career, where the government has made very important policy interventions from time to time, the legal changes in the framework, whatever was required, the institutional structures which have been created, the process reforms which are necessary for ease of doing as well as ease of living, the emphasis which has particularly been highlighted in the latest Telecommunications Act regarding the user protection and national security, and at the end, the Atmanirbhar Bharat and Viksit Bharat, how we are looking into the things. So we all are aware that we as ITS officers have contributed in each policy development, whether it is the 1994 or 1999 or 2012 or 2018, or presently the NCA is leading the 2025. And each policy has resulted into different milestones, whether it is the liberalization of the basic services or the revenue sharing arrangement or the rural connectivity or converting the telecom from vertical to horizontal layer as alluded by the member services in the morning session also. So these are the major policy milestones which have led to the today's success. Legally, the government, with the close involvement of all ITS officers, has successfully come out with first the TRAI Act in 1997 and then the Telecommunications Act in 2023. Since I was personally involved in Telecommunications Act 2023, I am happy to share with you that the whole drafting of the bill for the Telecommunications Act was led by the ITS officers in the department. In terms of institutional structures, it is the foresight of our senior officers who envisioned that we will require the institutions to administer such large number of subscribers and distributed across the India and having a multiple service providers. That is how from time to time the institutions like the DOT as a service provider, TRAI as a regulator, TDSAT as a dispute resolution entity, then the field offices of the DOT, whether it is the LSA offices or CCA offices or WMOs. So it shows the strength that we are capable of contributing in terms of capacity building in the nation. It is not just running in an autopilot mode. This is a very, very important contribution. In terms of process contributions or process reforms, we have seen that now the Department of Telecom regulates the sector in one of the highest online mode way. And that way we have digitized, whether it is a process of grant of license or monitoring the compliance of license or assessments or the eKYC, all or the recent success of Gati Sakti ROW portal, all are visible in this, which we have now written in the new Act of 2023 as the Digital by Design implementation. And this is the first act which mentions this, that the whole act will be implemented in a digital by design method, which I foresee will be a very productive from an ease of doing and ease of living perspective. In terms of user protection and national security, first time a legal user protection framework has been created in the Telecommunications Act 2023 with elaborate provisions for national security as well as user protection. Some of the examples which were alluded by the welcome session speakers, like whether it is the TSOC or Sanchar Sathi, which reflects that how much focus of the government is on these aspects. In the last, after having a successful achievement of more than 120 crore person-to-person customers and about 10 crore M2M customers, the government focus has now shifted to become Atmanirbhar in telecommunications technology, telecommunications products and equipment, telecommunications networks, and that has led to a rollout of indigenous 4G and 5G networks in the country. And that is reflected in the fact that now legally, again, the framework has been created where the DVN will be used for the research, innovation purposes, supporting the industry, supporting the indigenous development, developing the 6G vision, all those aspects. And I am confident that all these contributions will lead to a Viksit Bharat in 2047, along with the private sector, which has played a very, very pivotal role in whole this journey, which I have talked about in last 5-7 minutes. And at the end, I'll just conclude this, that all these efforts have resulted into affordable, universal, and meaningful connectivity in the country. So we should all be proud of this achievement as a nation, as a cadre, and as a community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sunil, for providing the regulatory journey of the telecom sector and the timely policy reforms undertaken by the government to further steer the sector. Now coming to the fourth panelist, Mr. Rahul Vats. He is Chief Regulatory Officer at Bharti Airtel, and he is also representing OneWeb here. And Mr. Rahul, we all know that satellite-based communication network is going to play an important role in complementing the existing and future terrestrial network to provide seamless connectivity to users in an affordable manner. So please share your views as your initial remarks on this Viksit Bharat at 2047.
Thank you, Abbas sir, for this question. Also, I congratulate each and every one of you on the occasion of your Diamond Jubilee celebrations. I'll start with a disclaimer. I am not an ITS officer, but I am a product of last 30 years of interacting with all of you. I was born the day the first private license was signed, and so a large part of my shaping of my thoughts, of my persona has happened with interaction with all of you over the last 30-year period. Before I venture into satellite, and there's a lot has been talked today of what has been achieved over the last few years. I just want to also share with you what we don't realize, what we have shared with the world. I think what we have shared with the world is how do you expand telecom networks with ease, right? The thing about sharing of resources, it is a thing which India has exported globally. Nowhere in the world the telecom resources or towers were shared the way we started doing it in India. And that model of rollout has actually led to a massive rollout across the world with the technologies which started coming in. What else have we shared with the world? I think what we have shared with the world is how you are still able to roll out high quality services across the length and the breadth of the country and still remain very, very competitive or the cheapest in the world when you start rolling out the services. Today you go out to any major city in the world, go to London, travel 20 kilometers out of the city, you will not find coverage. In India, you will find coverage deep, deep inside, when you go down. We are today covering nearly 97 to 98% population. And so that is a huge achievement, for us as a country. What is the other thing we are exporting to the world? I think the leadership which the current team has taken, particularly on issues of security, on spam, is really outstanding. Nowhere in the world you go today, you will find a department having a digital intelligence unit. Nowhere in the world you will find somebody actually going and fighting spam. Anywhere in the world I go, I don't see any of that happening. And so that is something which we have told the world, that how are you going to fight spam effectively, and that I think we should be very proud of. Let's come back to the topic which Mr. Abbas mentioned about. Satellite connectivity. I know it's a very controversial topic. I have got a controversial speaker, my friend, also sitting out here along with me. And both of us wear both the hats, so it becomes very interesting when we discuss this topic. But let me just go back to the point I made first. We are today covering 97 to 98% population. In terms of geography, the networks are already covering around 80 to 85% of the geography of this country. But that still leaves us with 3% population, still leaves us with 20% of the network's geography not being covered. And with a country of our size, with the leadership which we are taking, it's essential that we start rolling out our services and make it available to each and every single individual. We are covering large geography, but are we covering all the oceans? We are covering large geography, but are we covering all the mountains? We are covering all large geography, are we covering all the deserts? These are the questions. When our soldiers go out to Leh and Ladakh and they don't find coverage, when they stand at Arunachal border but they still don't have coverage, that is a question we all need to ask as Indians. Are we able to achieve that sort of coverage or not? And that, I think, is the answer which the satellite technology is giving. It's not a competing technology, it's a complementary technology. If you have reached 98%, you will reach 100, tomorrow with the use of that satellite technology. And I think that is something which you should be ready to embrace with. Now, a lot of world has used this model in the past. The future, as we go towards 6G, will also see satellites merging onto your handset. So you're able to use your handset both for satellite and for terrestrial. I think that is where the future is. And so I think I am very confident that with use of that satellite technology, we'll be able to really ensure that our society is completely digitally inclusive, and we are able to serve each and every one of customers who needs a telecom service in his hands. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rahul Vats, for enlightening the use of satellite communication and in its importance and in complementing the existing infrastructure. So, since the time is less, I will just ask one quick questions to each panelist and for a brief answer, request for that. And then I will open the floor for audience questions. So the first questions to Mr. Ravi Gandhi. To achieve the goal of Viksit Bharat, all kinds of telecom services should be available on demand to different strata of users across different geographies. This requires a robust infrastructure planning well in advance and use of appropriate technologies to cater the needs of user. How it should be planned today to achieve this feat in next 10 years, and what kind of new technologies may be used to provide on-demand services, including enterprise segment services?
Thank you very much, sir. To answer this question, this is, I think, one of the most complex question and requires the complete network planning. But the affordability has to be at the core of this whole planning. How do we ensure that the person get connectivity at the rate, at the price which they can afford? So keeping that in mind and keeping in mind that we are not a digitally divided community, as we generally talk about that there is a huge digital divide, as Rahul also spoke about, digital divide in India would be less than any of the developed country of the world. So we have 99% village level coverage, 98% road level coverage, 97% train route coverage, and over 85% of geography coverage and more than 99% of the population coverage. So these figures are unheard of. Even in US, you will find the coverage which is less than this. So this is one more thing which we have told to the world, that while we still continue calling us digitally divided country, but we are actually not. So how we have reached to that level is by making the services affordable to the last person who is able to afford, except for some of the very, very difficult areas like Arunachal Pradesh or Ladakh, etc. If we leave those 25,000 villages and another 10,000 difficult areas, rest of the places we are connected. The services are being provided in the affordable manner. The second more important thing which goes into it is how the services are consumed. So it is not that we provide a FTTH connection in a village where they don't have any laptop or a television set. They only have a small screen phone. So because the affordability of the devices also need to be kept in mind. So the first, in India, our experience is the first screen on which people have seen internet is the mobile screen. So any family, when they start buying the digital devices, the mobile becomes the first device which they buy. So we have to keep that in mind, that when we plan the network to provide internet to the unconnected area, we have to see that the consumption will happen on the mobile phone, whether it is being delivered via a mobile network or via Wi-Fi network or via satellite network, but the consumption will ultimately happen on the mobile network. So that has to be kept in mind. In the initial years, when the people start using it, when the affordability grows, then they will buy smart TV, they will buy laptop, computers, iPad, and many more devices. So network has to have a mix of mobile network. Of course, mobile network has to be there because that's the first network. Then we have follow-up as a fixed network. Then, of course, to where the mobile is difficult to reach, the satellite has to complement that. As Rahul has said, I fully agree with him. The satellite has to complement that. Not only the FSS kind of satellite, but even the direct-to-device, direct-to-mobile also has to come there, so that the remotest areas, the usage by army, military, paramilitary forces, and many other first-line people who are into the job of protection, public protection or disaster management, etc., they must have those kind of devices. So that's how the network is to be planned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ravi, for your answer. Moving to the next question to Mr. Robert Ravi. BSNL is expanding its network in a big way, installing 4G base station across the country. initiatives have already been taken for 5G network rollout also. So what are the further plans to take forward the PSU and make the telecom services available across the geographies, both wireless and wireline broadband services?
I think I've been mentioning that we are trying to do slightly differently on the connectivity model. You are rightly told, thanks, we have the 4G stack up, which is upgradable to 5G. We even launched what we call ourselves the 5G Quantum FWA. Today we can proudly say in some of these cities, we give a dedicated, something similar to a lease line. If a customer wants a 1G, we can give 1G on the 5G. So that has also been launched. We are hopeful of launching 5G NAS services in Delhi shortly. We are working towards it. But more than the technology, we are closely working on something what we will not call as a 5G or a 6G or so. We are more working on how we can have a complete distributed connectivity model. With initially speed being one of the critical element, how we are connecting our customers with certain speed. Probably later as we go along, we had 2 more areas of latency and the number of the machine to machine and IoT devices connectivity added to it. So in that way, probably we may go on a sectored role and a very specific area of a targeted, just ensuring we cover both the rural and the urban. That's going to be a plan going forward. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much for your response. Now, the quick question to Mr. Sunil Singhal. So, besides making efforts to make the services available across geographies, the next requirement of a user to have a good quality of service and quality of experience, these requirements are to be inbuilt in the network itself at the planning and installation stage. So, what futuristic measures should be taken up by the government and the industry in improving the quality of service and quality of experience of telecom services?
Thank you, sir. And this is a very important issue from the perspective of public users and the ease of living. So how do I see is that, and I agree to some of the comments made by the fellow speakers, that wherever I have traveled outside India, I have realized that one of the best telecommunication services networks are in India. And that was echoed by the media which came to attend or to cover the G20 final session in India, since I was coordinating with them on behalf of DOT. So that should be satisfying to us that we already have best-in-class quality of service and quality of experience today in the country across the globe. Nevertheless, we can't rest here and we have to take the steps, and the fact is we have one of the largest population density as a country in the world, and that puts a lot of pressure on the resources, specifically on the spectrum. The second fact is that we are a mobile-first country, in the sense we leapfrogged the journey with a limited number of fixed line subscribers, and we have now everybody has the mobile broadband and mobile data and mobile communication facilities. And that has resulted into a totally inverse kind of loading on the networks. While in the developed nations, only about 10 to 15% of data is consumed over the mobile devices, and 85 to 90% data is consumed over the fixed line networks. In India, we are consuming less than 1/3 data on the fixed line networks and more than 2/3 data on the mobile. And that puts a lot of pressure on the mobile networks, and that sometimes lead to poor quality of experience at times at certain places, especially where the users are more. So as a government, what we are trying to do is, we are working along with the industry as a part of a very innovative arrangement which has been put in place by the Honorable MOC through stakeholders advisory committees, that how to proliferate the fixed line broadband in the country. And if we are able to achieve the milestone of even connecting the 50% households in the country, I am sure the data offload through those 50% fixed line connections will drastically improve the user experience on fixed line as well as a mobile as well as of the online services. So that is the first step which is the government is working. The second is we have come out in the rules as well as TRAI has also come out in the regulations that consumers have the right to know that where they are living, where they are working, which is the best service available to them, so that they can choose appropriate service provider according to the publicly available information. So we are making an effort to make that information available so that that information asymmetry gap can be addressed. And due to the limited time, probably these two are the sufficient, but lot many other measures have been planned by the government to focus on this aspect in coming years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for illustrating the process of improving the quality of service and experience. And the question to the last panelist, Mr. Rahul Vats, that this fixed wireless access is the future of connectivity, and it may be provided through a mixed basket of technology, like it can be through cellular network or non-cellular Wi-Fi access points or through satellites. So how these technologies will complement the FTTH to have a universal on-demand broadband in the Viksit Bharat?
Yeah, I think as far as this question is concerned, I think we can use three lens, so as to say, to answer this. I think the first lens is the lens of the customer. And as a customer, I should have access to the technology which I want to have or the type of service I want. So if I want to have access to a fixed wireline service through a ISP, I should get it. If I want it through a mobile pair, I should get it. If I want a wireless access, I should get it. If I want it coming through satellite, I should get it. So as far as the customer is concerned, his requirement is that he needs to be served with a particular amount of bandwidth and speed. That is something which has to be fulfilled. I think the second lens to see is there a policy enablement to do that? And that's where the government or the regulator lens comes in. And I think India has taken a very large step already, that we are a technology neutral license. And so that enables us to really choose the type of technology we want to deploy for rolling out our services. I think that is the lens of the government and the regulator to ensure that whatever path you choose for this sort of service is available to you. I think the third and most important lens is the lens of, if you are enabling this service, are you ensuring parity of how this is being given to different players? That is something which is a larger debate and discussion, because technically speaking, if you are providing a similar service, then the cost of providing that service should also be similar. So if one player has paid a huge amount of money in acquiring a spectrum to be able to roll out that service, and if a similar service can be given by another technology to the same customer, then there is a large question mark on how it should be the regulatory regime. And there has to be a regime of parity, there has to be a regime ensuring that the cost burdened on the operators for deploying that technology has to be similar. So I think that is the third lens, to ensure parity, ensure level playing field for the technology which is being deployed. So I think those three lenses are important as far as the technology is concerned.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Rahul. So now the floor is open to the audience for quick questions, 1 or 2. 5 minutes are there. So mic can be provided to Mr. Shakya, sir.
First of all, let me congratulate all the fraternity of the ITS on this celebration. I have very small 2 questions to the panelists, primarily DDG LP Sunilji or Rahul Batsa may like to answer. Despite of having the OneWeb license issued for the satellite services in 2023, when we are going to see the light to have the services rendered? That is my first question. And the second question is, as mentioned by the panelists, that the services, especially the broadband services, are being rolled out in India, mostly on the mobile hand devices. So the fiberization of the BTS or the towers is much more important. Are we going to have some kind of the incentivization or some schemes which enforces or enables or provides an opportunity for the TSPs to do the fiberization over the, say, wireless connectivity at the backhaul? Thank you.
So first question can be answered by Mr. Rahul and second by Sunil Singhal.
Yeah, I think as far as OneWeb is concerned, sir, the services are ready to be rolled out. There is already a provisional spectrum which has been given by the government, which is already being used for various uses. In fact, I can share, it was used recently in the earthquake which came in Uttarkashi as a disaster purpose. It was used for Operation Brahma in Burma when, recently things went down, and also for certain defense purposes which I cannot share. So it is something which is ready to be rolled out. We have authorization in place, we have infrastructure in place, and we are just allocating. Let me also share, a lot of people think, why is it taking so much time? The fact is that we have a series of steps which have been taken over the last 2-3 years. You were part of the journey, in fact, giving the license. But then there was a setup of a regulator called InSpace, that InSpace was made. Then there was an enabling satellite policy provision which came from the government. Then there is a FDI policy which has now come in place. So it's a series of steps which has happened over a period of time. So I think now, we are ready to roll out. On the second one, without stealing anything from Mr. Singhal, I just want to say that on fiberization, we had a very enabling agreement signed by operators and the USO and with BSNL as a third party recently, that the next phase of BharatNet rollout should really include all the operators coming together, giving their requirements, and then the fiberization starting. So that's a really very forward-looking step which has been taken. So.
Thank you. Just to supplement Rahul, as I alluded to, that the next focus of the government is on the fixed line broadband, and that requires the massive fiberization in the country. And that will be used in parallel for fiberizing the wireless networks also. So I agree with the question that this is one of the priority we need to take into account. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. So due to tea time mein wo kar lenge discuss. Due to paucity of time, actually, I am taking only one question from OP Manas.
Thank you, sir, for giving me opportunity. My question is from Mr. Rahul Bharat. Mr. Bharat, you have rightly told that 3% of the population and 20% of the geographical area is still to be covered. And as I represent Northeastern region as DDG, we have seen that despite the fact that BSNL is going a long way for 4G saturation sites, but acquiring sites in Northeastern region is the biggest problem. Because I am also involved sometimes with my colleague DDGs and BSNL officers. Do you have some timelines to provide these satellite-based communications to the unconnected people in the Northeastern region, including our subseas people? Because there are challenges, and every now and then, every day, we are getting complaints that we are not getting signals. So that's my question to you.
Thank you, sir, for your question. I think three initiatives I want to mention. You are absolutely right. It's a huge problem getting site in Northeast to put up a tower. It's been a huge struggle. Three initiatives I can mention. One is we, along with Jio, are part of the largest USO subsidy rollout which has happened in that part of the place. Nearly, if I have my counts correct, nearly 2,800 sites between primarily Airtel and then few by Jio in Assam has been rolled out to increase that coverage. Second is the large project which we did with defense because it's a security sensitive area. So we rolled out the Sambhav project, with the army, which is a sliced network, so as to say purely for army, which again Jio has also done, we have also done, which is addressing the security needs of that area and how the defense forces remains committed. Now on the satellite part, sir, we are completely ready to light up any part in Northeast today with this service, and we are just awaiting the final allocation of spectrum, and that services can immediately start. It can in fact start out very well. Let's say the Department of Education can immediately take it to say, please connect all my schools. The panchayat offices can take, please give me a community Wi-Fi set to be able to do it. So I think that sort of service can immediately start, and we are just awaiting the final nuts and bolts to be in place.
No, I asked for timelines.
So timeline is dependent on gentlemen sitting in the front row, sir.
Okay, that we will see. Thank you so much, Rahul, for that response. And now I am closing this session with this pledged remarks that India would be the leader in the next generation of telecom technologies innovation, contributing not only in defining the technology release in the world standardization bodies, but also becoming the prime one-stop solution for manufacturing. And in the next 10 years, I believe that India will become self-sufficient in manufacturing all kind of telecom products indigenously in India. Thank you. Jai Hind.
We are thankful to all the esteemed panelists for those enlightening insights. Now may I request A.S. Verma, Additional DGG, UP East LSA, please present a token of gratitude to Shri A. Robert Gerard Ravi sir, and please have a huge round of applause for them. Now may I request Shri Neeraj Kumar, DDG NBM, DOT, to please present a token of gratitude to Shri Sunil Kumar Singhal sir. Please give a huge round of applause for them.
Now may I request Shri Deepak Garg sir, PGM BSNL, to please present a token of gratitude to Shri Ravi Gandhi sir. Please have a huge round of applause. Now may I request Shri Sanjeev Gupta sir, Senior DDG SU, to please present a token of gratitude to Shri Rahul Vats sir. Please give a huge round of applause. May I request Shri Atul Gupta sir, Additional DG HP LSA, to present a token of gratitude to Shri S.T. Abbas sir. Sorry sir. Shri Anil Gupta sir, Additional DG HP LSA, to present a token of gratitude to Shri S.T. Abbas sir. Please have a huge round of applause. Thank you, sirs. Now we'll move forward to the next session. We'll commence the session in few minutes.
To all our distinguished participants, we hope you had a refreshing high tea break. I, Himanshu Thapliyal, along with Chandrika Gadgil, will now proceed with session 2 of the panel discussion series on role of ITS officers in technology-led governance. It is a well-known fact that ITS officers have contributed in designing citizen-centric policies that drives digital inclusion and have also worked diligently towards technological self-reliance for a secure, efficient, and globally competitive digital ecosystem of India. Continuing this spirit of innovation and service, today's panel will explore how technology-driven governance has transformed service delivery, transparency, and citizen engagement.
Participants, we hope you had a refreshing high tea break. I, Chandrika Gadgil, along with Himanshu Thaplayal, officer trainees of batch 2024, welcome you all. We will now proceed with the session 2 of the panel discussion series, which is on role of ITS officers in technology-led governance.
It is a well-known fact that ITS officers have contributed in designing citizen-centric policies that drives digital inclusion and have also worked diligently towards technological self-reliance for a secure, efficient, and globally competitive digital ecosystem of India. Continuing this spirit of innovation and service, today's panel will explore how technology-driven governance has transformed service delivery, transparency, and citizen engagement. Now, we are pleased to invite Shri Naveen Jakar sir from ITS 2014 batch, currently Director AI DIU Department of Telecommunications, as the moderator of this session. We welcome you, sir. Please have a seat.
It is our pleasure to invite Shri Deb Kumar Chakrabarti sir from ITS 1987 batch, presently serving as Member Services Digital Communication Commission, Department of Telecommunication. Sir is distinguished officer with rich experience in telecommunication sector and has served key roles across DOT, PSUs, TRAI and ISRO. We welcome you, sir. Please have a seat.
It is our pleasure to invite Shri R. N. Palai sir from ITS 1987 batch, presently serving as Member Technology, Digital Communication Commission, Department of Telecommunications. Sir has demonstrated exceptional leadership across telecommunications, IT infrastructure, cyber security, public policy, and e-governance. We welcome you, sir. Please have a seat.
Moving forward, it is our pleasure to invite Shri S.S. Sirohi sir, former Member Technology, Digital Communications Commission. Sir is an ITS officer of 1977 batch. He had been on the board of HFCL and BEL. He had been Chief General Manager of BSNL Punjab Telecom Circle. We welcome you, sir. Please have a seat.
It is our pleasure to invite Shri Naren Nath G. sir, ex-ITS 1985 batch, presently serving as Joint Secretary in NSCS. Sir has been instrumental in strengthening India's cyber security framework, leading initiatives on the trusted telecom supply chain and critical technology security. Sir is also a proud recipient of Sanchar Shiromani Award. We welcome you, sir.
It is our pleasure to invite Shri R.K. Upadhyay sir from ITS batch 1990, presently serving as CEO of CDOT. Sir brings over 36 years of rich experience across telecom, IT, defense, and broadcasting sectors, demonstrating exceptional leadership and hands-on expertise. We welcome you, sir. Now I request our moderator, Shri Naveen Jakar sir, to steer the session forward.
Thank you so much. So good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Indian Telecom Service Association, as the General Secretary, I welcome all the eminent speakers of the panel titled Role of ITS Officers in Technology-Led Governance. We all know that India's communication journey has been nothing short of a transformation. From the first telegraph line laid in 1851 to the spread of landline networks across the length and breadth of the country. From the first mobile call made in July 1995, we stand at 118 crore mobile subscribers. We have witnessed technology not only evolve, but redefine the governance itself. Indian telecommunications service officers have been the backbone of this transformation, ensuring that the technology is not just deployed, but deployed with a purpose, security, and inclusion at its core. ITS officers' work often goes unnoticed as it happens behind the scene, but its impact is transformative, from enabling UPI payments for farmers in the rural areas of the country to securing India's telecom networks from cyber threats and safeguarding citizens from the financial frauds. Their contribution touch every citizen's life. Today, governance is increasingly becoming technology-led, where digital platforms deliver public welfare and social good. Policy decisions are data-driven and connectivity forms the foundation of economic growth. The role of ITS officers is more crucial than ever, and in this session we will explore this remarkable decadal journey from the telegraph to landline to mobile and now IoT, AI and 6G, and discuss how India's telecom leadership can shape the future of governance in a connected, secure and Viksit Bharat by 2047. So I'll start the panel discussion with SS Siroi sir, former member technology. Sir, you have seen the journey of ITS from public service delivery to enforcement, birth of VTM cells, term cells, and now the LSA field units. Please share your views on this journey, sir.
Thank you, Naveen. And good afternoon to all of you. Well, this is a historical perspective I have to give you regarding development of telecom enforcement and resource monitoring cell. In 1991, as you know, the country was in financial distress and decisions were taken to privatize various government functions. And as a result, telecom sector was also being decided to privatize. And in 1994, I think, the basic services were privatized, followed by, that was wireless services privatized, followed by basic services. And then in 2000, around 2000, the whole of India got licenses for give wireless services on auction basis. So that is when the department started expanding from basic services to the wireless services. The size of the network, the size of the services being offered suddenly exploded. And from 2000 onwards, the journey for telecom expansion was really phenomenal. As a result, the need was felt to really start monitoring the misuses of the telecom network. So VTM cells were initially envisaged in 2004, I think, for 3 or 4 were there. And later on, they went on to expand to 34 cells, whose function will also expanded into what is called telecom enforcement and resource monitoring, which is for looking after the license compliances, spectrum management, fraud detection, and EMF compliances, CAF compliances, all these kind of functions relating to licenses for the private sector as well as for the government started being monitored and enforced through the term cells. So these 34 term cells came into being in 2008, and from now onwards, you all know that its job scope, the duties and responsibility have also enlarged and encompassed for various aspects of telecom situations. And it has become a very important tool in the hands of government to enforce its licenses, its conditions, its various policies. And later on, in the field units, even for disaster management or state coordination, For all these kinds of functions will start getting accumulated and more things for getting done through term cells. So this is in brief perspective about the development of term cells.
Thank you so much for highlighting the journey, sir. My next question is to Shri Dev Kumar Chakravarti, sir, Member Services DCC. Sir, you have joined the service as a probationer, and now you are the Member Services in DCC. So could you please share your views how the ITS officers should groom themselves, as we have a lot of young officers present here, as valuable civil servants for contribution towards the nation building, sir?
Thank you, Navin, and good afternoon to everybody. I think the most important thing is that the cadre, we are now trying to reorient as not only telecom, it is telecom plus plus. And by that plus plus, I want to mean the newer services and the newer responsibilities that we are going to assign to the cadre officers. Like international relations, the free trade agreements, in a big way we are now teaching them, the bilaterals, the multilateral negotiations, then innovation management, the startup management, in addition to the technology and the services and regulations, whatever we are doing. Keeping that in mind, I think the perfectly, if I want to call by single name, it is a techno-administrative cadre. We are not looking at a generalist or preparing a specialist. We want a blend of that. The cadre is being groomed as a versatilist cadre. They can have movements in all the directions. They should be expert in general ideas, general subjects to deal with. Again, equally, they will be expert in the technological domain. This is the main thing, what has guided us basically to plan the grooming concept of the ITS cadre. Two very important concepts that we basically follow while grooming this cadre, and these are the newer versions. The earlier concept of training, now we have modified. One is that it's a worldwide pattern that normally the officers or the new incumbents, they are basically, the training pattern is 10% into 20% into 70%. 70% of the learning basically comes from the on-job training. By the time the officers are posted in a particular designated post or given a job, 70% learning happens. 20% learning happens when they discuss with the peer levels. 10% knowledge or the learning comes from the structured courses. What we are doing at the National Communications Academy, these are the structured programs or the MCTPs, 10%. But that 10% is very important because it guides the future learning of that particular probationer. Keeping that in mind, we have now added the Mission Karma Yogi, the MKY objectives, and the Prime Minister's view about a civil servant. The Mission Karma Yogi wants 4 important qualities which should be imbibed in every probationary officer. Number 1, agility and flexibility. Number 2 is the accountability. Number 3 is the citizen centricity. And number 4 is the future readiness. If you club all those factors together, you possibly get a very finest officer in the cadre, whatever it can be, in any cadre. All the qualities, once you imbibe, you get it. Keeping that in mind, we have now made 4 stages of program. Number 1, initial phase. Number 2, the professional phase. And number 3, the on-job training. Everywhere, we are giving 8 months because the entire period of training of the probationary officers nowadays, it is 24 months. We have divided equally. 8 months initially, they will be passing in the National Communication Academy, where they will be going the foundation course. Along with that, the orientation and the basic ideas about the technology. They will be learning for 8 months. After that, the second 8 months is the specialization or the professional training. 2 months they will be at IIPA New Delhi to learn the public policy. 2 months they will be going to IIM Bangalore to learn the management and the newer concept of management along with the FTAs and the international relations and all those things. After that, they will be going to IIT Kanpur for 4 months to learn the latest and the emerging technologies. So that is the 8 months of the professional learning. Once they come back from there, now we do not want to send them directly for any field detachment, because often we have seen going to a field or LSA, their vision, their thinking and outlook gets very much minimized to the LSA functioning and something. So we have decided now they will be working in the DOT headquarters and the important centers like NCCS, TEC and DGT headquarters. They will be getting the best of the exposure of the public policy, formulation of policy, technological excellence, and the overall aspect actually what DOT does. And they will be getting guidance also from the mentorship programs and other seniors that how to move forward in their cadre. Togetherly, if you see, I think in 24 months, you really get a quality probationary officer coming into the cadre, in the cadre of ITS. But one important and the last line for that, learning is constant. I mean, it's a constant learning process. It never ends. But nowadays, the word, the capacity building commission they use is a lifelong learning. So you can never stop learning. The total knowledge content of the world is doubling up every 6 years. The technology going to obsolescence in 4 to 6 years. So you have to learn and continuously you should keep you updated and upgraded so that you become relevant and remain relevant to the society or the atmosphere around. For that self-learning, adequate exposure in the form of IGOT, as well as National Communications Academy, they will be coming up with the archives, knowledge bank, and all those things in future. You'll be getting all those things together. I think that is the complete plan for grooming them. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much, for providing deep insights about how the probationers are being trained to be the techno administrators, not only of the telecom domain, but in various diversified roles. Now, since we are the techno administrators, my next question is from R.N. Palai, sir, Member Technology, DCC, sir. The entire world is looking at the Bharat 6G prospects and how India is going to shape its position as a leader in the mobile communication technology. But how ITS officers should prepare themselves for the new avenues, not only related to the terrestrial, but also to the non-terrestrial communication networks, including the NGSO domain, sir?
Thank you, Naveen. It's a very intelligent questions, in fact. Let me draw the attention to the vision of our Department of Telecom, and from that I go to the questions. First, vision to lead India in global telecommunication through indigenous innovation, aiming for self-reliant and a digital advanced India. That means the network that we envisage should be ubiquitous and prevalent. And terrestrial network, the expansion of mobile networks are reached, but it are not reached to all the geographies. And the evolutions from 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, and aiming for a dominant player in 6G area. So there are a very promising steps being taken by the government in collaboration with multiple stakeholders. Now, if you come to this recent the development, particularly the enactment of Act, which propels the few things, particularly one is the security, second is R&D, third is spectrum management. And if you look at this, particularly the word spectrum management, normally we consider it is to be the domain of WPC and others. Now, once this NGSO, the sector is opened up, we have also granted the license with the trial frequency to 3 operators or 3 applicants, and they are under examination in various stages. Probably, maybe 2 to 3 months' time, this sector will open up. The services by the operators will start rolling. In that case, we are aiming to be ubiquitous connectivity, and second challenge will be the this affordability. Now coming to this non-terrestrial communication, particularly if I look at this satellite, I am not giving much of deliberations on the terrestrial network, as you all know. These ITS officers must evolve themselves in multi-domain strategies. That means equipped to navigate the non-terrestrial networks. We have only dealt with the BSATs and likes. But in particularly that FSSO, fixed satellite stations services, MSSS, which is coming up. So these areas particularly, that this entire license area will be open hold for a single license. The satellite service will provide the whole of India, not a licensed area as in our demarcation will perish. So there we have to equip ourselves with these nuances of particular administrations on multiple things: security, then this provision of services, then subscribers' concern, etc., etc. AI and cyber security framework for intelligence and resilient network also will play a great role in both terrestrial and non-terrestrial, cross-sectoral convergence, linking telecom with a lot of other sectors which want to consume the service like health, education, and these rural institutes, those who will take the institution, they will be coming this. This calls for what we have listened to the member services, the capacity building, and opening yourself with a knowledge bank. So thereby, we are in a position to know the particularly the spectrum, the administration of spectrum, operation, allotment, and monitoring. For your knowledge also, we are telling that since there are a lot of the challenges, particularly once you open the spectrum, particularly in the retail segment, so there will be the issues of security, and another is the concern of the interference. The major challenge for that spectrum is the interference, and we are planning to establish 4 regional remote that frequency monitoring centers across India, apart from the center at Nagpur. And also to have the monitoring at the borders also, the remote stations are being planned. So these are the new areas which will open up not only the particularly cadre IRS, but also to the ITS, because this is going to the frontiers to where the presence or the administration is required. So this is the area that we should look into, and I request all the youngsters to delve into these areas. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing the insights about the uncharted territory, sir. We are looking forward, to harp the opportunity that is in front of us. With every technology comes the cyber threats. And my next question is from Sri Narendranath, sir, JS, National Security Council Secretariat. Sir, you have seen the cyber and the telecom security related roles of ITS officers, not only in DOT, but also from the national security perspective. So could you please share your views about the ITS cadre from the view of the national security angle?
Yeah, a very important role. Yeah. But I'll just quickly start off, there was a discussion that, people have looked at Strauger exchange as the event ahead. But when I started my career, I went as a probationer to Sambalpur. And there in Hirakud and Burla, we used to have, CB non-multiple exchanges. We used to have the CB NM and CB non-multiple manual exchanges. And during the 3 years that I was there, from there converted to Strauger, and then Strauger to SCROD 128 port. And then we did this ITI, ILT 2000. So it's like this very short period of time from a manual exchange to electromechanical to a digital electronic exchange, a very quick transition. And, we did not say that, we were not trained on that. It's a thing that you learn on a job and then you do it. And with all the recent developments that are happening in technology and, people have been talking of artificial intelligence, quantum technologies coming in, I think the challenges here, and you rightly pointed out, is for us to, on a regular basis, keep ourselves updated. So coming to the role of ITS officers in security, the TSOC is a very good example. Okay. And in one of the forums I was talking about regarding Operation Sindoor, and a lot of our infrastructure was not affected. The banks were functioning, the telecom networks were functioning, the power systems were functioning. And it's not that the infrastructure got installed or the systems got installed just before or during that event. It was that there was a planning that went ahead, and those systems were in place because of which we could save the infrastructure that is there. TSOC is a prime example of that, and the ITS officers have put that in place. And you would be knowing that as a nation, different departments and within the security establishment, people have leveraged the information that was coming out and used that information to actually protect the infrastructure, in the sense that you saw the attacks coming in and found out what are the type of attacks, and then saw that which are the institutions that could get affected. And in a proactive and a predictive manner, you are informing the institutions to take the necessary remedial measures. So that itself is a very important part. Having said that, is that a work that's completed? No. When you talk of incident management, threat analytics, threat intelligence and all of that, it's that you have to really think beyond and then see what's that's going to happen, and then start planning for that. And there are some issues that are there. Let's say you look at SEBI, for example. SEBI is a late starter compared to the Department of Telecom. We've been talking security for a pretty long time. Now, SEBI has, in the last year, August 24, they've come up with their set of cybersecurity, I think that they call that, whatever it is, they've come up with their own set of guidelines. And one of the important parts of that is regarding the cybersecurity index for the regulated entities. That's one thing important that they've come up with. The second one is having a mandate for their market institutional infrastructure like the NSE and the BSE to have a market SOC, because they have realized that many of the regulated entities do not have the wherewithal to have their own SOCs. So how do you go about it? Now they said that why not this NSE and BSE come up with a market SOC so that all of these smaller entities could plug in, and it's a mandate. So any of the regulated entities per se has to mandatorily plug it into one of these. In the telecom sector, we have Airtel, Vodafone Idea, BSNL, for example. They all have maybe a robust infrastructure. They have the capacity to do that. What about the other 2,000 other entities which are there? Are they having robust cybersecurity infrastructure? What are you doing about it? So these are some thoughts I think you have to do. Are you doing a risk analysis? Have you done a formal risk analysis to find out where are the risks coming from? What happens if all my cybersecurity, my undersea cables get cut? Do I still function? What about internet resilience? What are the aspects of internet resilience? How do I address that? These are some things I think we have to see, and the officers here, I think you'll have to really think of those things and look at it. Then look at the supply chains. We have the NSDTS we talk about, the National Security Directorate in Telecom sector. We're looking at some of the companies to see if they're trusted or not. And there is also the element of security standards and testing and certification. Okay. This is one area I think we have seen challenges in the implementation of the NSDTS, because how do you verify some of the claims? We have now, based on the claims, you are saying he is trusted or not, but how do you verify the claims? Now, this is where I think the ITS officers have a big role to come up with very robust practices and to find out if somebody claims that he is doing R&D in the country, how do you verify that actually R&D is happening here? If he says that manufacturing happening here, how do you verify that manufacturing happening here? So these are some things I think across the field you've got LSE units which should be capable of doing this and really providing for a level playing field for those who are adhering to the NSDTS requirements and for those who are not adhering to the NSDTS requirements. So that is where it's important that manufacturing happens in here. The other is the baselines. Cybersecurity, in 2017, we came up with the baselines. We also came up with an audit framework based on which must be happening. But I think with the evolution of technology, these require to be revisited. You have to revisit the baselines that are there and see what are the baselines that are supposed to be there and that is where you have to work. And even for the audit frameworks, there is some compliance type of audit based on the license conditions that we all at that particular point of time. But I think now you have to look at all the new technology that's coming and how do I evolve those audit frameworks to see that it caters to the present. There's a learning that has happened over the period of time, but I think it has to mature. So this is one I've talked about. Then coming to the aspect of talent, and this is something that we have been talking about. One of the basic questions is, what is the requirement of, because I come from the security domain, security manpower in the telecommunications sector. I'm not talking of ITS officers. We had some people, 30 people trained. I'm not talking of that. What is the requirement of the manpower in the security establishment in the telecommunication sector, whether you talk in terms of service providers, or in terms of R&D institutions, or in terms of manufacturers? Do we have those figures with us? What is the type of talent? We have graded it. How many people are required for incident management? How many people are required for forensics? Okay, so these are some things I think we'll have to work on, and then say based on that, then we'll have to evolve the specific requirements of the training that is required to be done, and then I think provide the training. Then we'll say that, okay, this is the type of, say over a period of next 2 years, we should be the best in the class in the world. So this is another one I talked about. So one very good initiative that has happened from DOT is regarding protecting the citizens of this country in terms of the 160 and the SMX suffix that is there. Now recently, I went to a very august gathering. They're all educated people, postgraduates, graduates, working in industry. I just asked the question, how many know of 160? There was only one person in around 50 to 60 people who were there who raised his hand. How many know of the SMS suffix? There are 2 or 3 people who knew about it. Now, it is not just enough for us to come up with some requirement, some infrastructure that's created. For it to be effective, I think you'll have to take it right to the end. So there is another one that has come about, that is .bank.in. That is also one initiative. I think one of the things that is required now is to see how do I, see to it that everybody understands what 160 means, everybody understands what the SMS suffixes mean, and everybody understands what .bank.in means. And that's when truly you will say that I've protected my citizens against fraud and crime, And that is another thing that you have to do. So how do we do this? So one is, we have this term of ivory tower. Sanchar Bhawan should not be an ivory tower, and you have those mini towers in all of the LSS. What should happen out is that you should actually be communicating with the diaspora outside, both in terms of the people, the customers who are there. And who are your customers? All the operators are your customers, all the R&D institutions are your customers, the manufacturing units are your customers, and all the service, people are availing service are your customers. So I think you'll have to actually reach out, have a dialogue with them, understand what is required to be done, and then, leverage the existing institutions that you have got in terms of the NCA, the National Communication Academy, the NCCS, the TEC, and then list out the problem statements, give those problem statements to these institutions to address them. There are many problem statements that require deep study, and that's where I think the NCA should pitch in. That's where I think the NCCS and the TEC should pitch in to see that how do we address these problem statements that are there and then provide the solutions. All of the 3 institutions which are there, they should be the go-to institutions for any problem statement, any issue that pertains to telecom. That should be the top of the mind for anybody. Anything related to telecom, it should appear in the mind that, okay, NCCS is there or NCA is there, that is where I'll go to and get this problem sorted out. That is how these institutions should come up. And the other is, the one that our eminent panelists have also talked about, is updating ourselves on a regular basis. Because of the evolution of, all the new technologies that are coming up, it is required that you spend a few hours every week. One is updating yourself about what's happening around the world, and also developing new skills, in-depth skills in those technology areas or management areas for you to be really effective. So I think this is some of the points that I thought I would share with you. And as the end, Mr. Sunil Singhal talked about digital by design. I want to introduce the term secure by design. So many of you are going to be privy to designing of systems, IT systems and all of that. I entreat upon you to make security as a functional requirement. Whenever you design a system, you also, in the first place, you list out all the requirements of that particular system based on which the design happens. Security is not put as a functional requirement at that particular point of time. Security is added as an afterthought. I request you that kindly at the instance, security should be compulsorily a functional requirement of each and every digital system that you're designing. And then you will find this architecture of that, the software architecture, the hardware architecture will be different, because then you look at the adversarial situation where each of the stakeholders become adversaries, each of the modules become adversaries. Then you look at authentication, authorization being built as part of the security design, and you know that, what's that here? जिसमें आप बोलते हैं किसी को ट्रस्ट नहीं करते हैं उसको zero trust architecture. ZTNA. The ZTNA will come naturally for you, and your systems per se will become secure because of that. So these are some thoughts. Thank you very much for calling me here. It's been a pleasure working in this department, which has given me ample opportunities to grow, and this growth has helped me to be where I am. So, and I thank all the colleagues who have helped me, all the seniors who have guided me. I'll end with my first senior when I joined as a probationer at Sambalpur, Mr. BK Sinha. I was the area director. I was SDO. I went to him after 2 or 3 weeks, and he said, "Ab kya kar rahe ho?" And I said, "Sir, jitna kaam hai usko nipta raha hu, koi pending nahi hai." Then he told me, I'll use the words he used with me. He said, "Koi gatha bhi kar sakta hai wo kaam. You know, work normally comes to the department. Aapke paas file aata hai, aap dispose karte ho. You should be aware of what is not coming to you, and that is why you have been put in that place. Not for the work that comes to you, but for the work that does not come to you. You should be aware of that." And that is the message I want to give to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for highlighting the security-related avenues, sir. We have seen the threats right from the source itself and during the life cycle. And with this, in mind, I would like to ask Dr. Rajkumar Upadhyay, CEO CDOT. Sir, CDOT is the premier R&D institution which has been established with a focus on the core R&D in telecom technologies. And sovereignty in communication technologies is a key area in which all the countries are heavily investing. Sir, how CDOT is imbibing the theme of Atmanirbhar Bharat and Viksit Bharat through development of indigenous telecom technologies?
Thank you so much, Naveen, and thank you for inviting me here. It is really a pleasure. Got a lot of energy seeing familiar faces, seniors, colleagues. CDOT has been, that it brought the rural revolution in 90s. And after that, we came into ATM technology, we came into CMS, IMS, BharatNet, 1.5 lakh GPs are powered by CDOT technology. But over the time, with the help of department, we forayed into mobile, we forayed into cyber. TSOC sir was talking about, this was the brainchild when in fact I was working under sir in the security. Quantum, AI, disaster management. All these technologies are actually, if we have to become Viksit Bharat, Viksit Bharat cannot come without the technological excellence. And technological excellence cannot come unless until you invest into R&D. So what we have done in CDOT, we have chosen our 4-5 areas where we will excel. We will become the key player globally. One is mobile, 4G, 5G we have done. Now we are working for 6G, 5G. If all goes well, yesterday Honorable Minister has given a target of launching 4G, 5G in BSNL commercially on 1st April 26. So I think we should meet that target. Cyber, when got the experience of TSOC, we have developed a product called Trinetra, which is a cyber security solution. And cyber security, as sir has said, it is highly important. I think today there is a report that you don't need human to attack you. The AI can attack you because there is a report, Spinus report today. So cyber is very important. So we developed Trinetra product, which is implemented in BSNL, Kerala Police, SAIL, Punjab National Bank, Bank of Baroda. So many customers are coming. And sovereignty, as you said, if you don't have control on technology, definitely our networks can be captured. If your telecom goes down, your banking goes down, your aviation goes down, your hospital theaters goes down, everything goes down. And therefore, sovereignty in terms of getting those technologies where we have full control and which can protect the other sectors. Since I know the time is less, I will only say that there is a need for ITS officers, especially young officers, the department should create a group of officers working in the area of AI. A group of maybe 20-30 officers should work in AI 2030 should work in quantum, 2030 should work in 6G, 2030 should work in cyber. These are the emerging areas, and these are all high-tech areas. When we joined, I think the way technology was there and the way technology is today, there is a lot of change with the technological change and the AI coming. Sovereignty is definitely very important, and as far as I would like to place it on record that without the help of ITS officers, CDOT cannot be successful. The all success of CDOT belongs to ITS. I can just give example. I deal with SA wing for cyber. I deal with DIU wing for CIOR, AI and fraud management. I deal with SPPI for CMS, IMS and TSOC. I deal with disaster management group for disaster management. I deal with NCCS for security, it's SARS. I deal with TEC for all the approvals, whatever product we do, whatever standardization work happens, we closely work with TEC. I work with BSNL because of without the effort of the ITS officers in the field, I think our 4G would have never been successful. It became successful because of the hard work of the ITS officers in the field, because they gave us enough feedback to what are the shortcomings in the technology and how we can make it good. And many times the solutions also came from field. So I must place on record the great contribution of ITS officers in, helping us develop this 4G technology. Without the help of ITS officer, I think it was not possible. NCA, we deal with the trainings, technology, our speakers go, we take, good guidance from the NCA. NBM, National Broadband Mission, as you may be aware that all the portals, there is a division in CDOT called ETT, E-Telecom Transformation, which is set out for bringing all the portals under single platform. I think Neeraj ji is sitting here. He's the COO of our ETTs, and he's running it so beautifully. You may be, I don't know how many of you hear that this portal is done, now that portal is done, this government is connected, that government is connected, and digital by design. Telecom Act 23 will be actually all the rules are being monitored using the ETT portal. So again, to sum up, it's not only the economic angle of being technologically advanced, because one is economic angle that if we do technology, we create jobs, we contribute to the GDP, we contribute to the welfare. But there is another angle which is very important, that is the security, which sir has told. Because of the security angle, we have to invest, and I will request our ITS officers in the field to be brand ambassadors of indigenous technology. We get a lot of support from the field units. I think I would request this support to continue so that some of the products which are being developed will find way. And I'm happy to say that when I joined CDOT, our highest revenue was 60 crore. That year I joined, that was few months, we made 80 crore, then 170 crore, then 257 crore, then 406 crore. Last year our revenue was 566 crore. And this year we are aiming for 1,000 crore. So it has not been possible without the support of the officers in the field. So thank you so much, and I look forward for your kind guidance to take CDOT forward, because CDOT I always treat as a baby of DOT. So DOT is our parent, and in the guidance of the DOT we keep working, and we look for your guidance so that this country produces indigenous technologies not only for India, for the rest of the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing the insights, sir. Due to paucity of the time and the advanced level security check which is to be conducted, we shall be concluding the session. I'll like to thank all the eminent speakers for sparing their valuable time. And if I want to sum up the entire panel discussion, we have a legacy to be proud of. We have seen the journey of teledensity of 2%, and now we stand at 86%. We have seen how we used to establish and maintain telegraphs, and how now we are not only protecting the telecom networks, the organization, be it financial sector, banking sector, or any other sector, but also to the last man standing, the actual citizens, through the latest innovations like TSOC, the Financial Fraud Risk Indicator. And my words of advice to the young officers are, Academy, the National Communications Academy, is grooming you for, shouldering the responsibilities which are lying ahead of us for chartering the uncharted territory, whether it is in cyber security or telecom security domain or in the NGSO domain. So as General Secretary ITSA, I congratulate all the Indian Telecom Service officers on this historic and momentous occasion of celebrations of Diamond Jubilee of the Indian Telecom Service. On this occasion, let us rededicate ourselves to ensure that we deliver public services par excellence and make it a habit of going beyond expectations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, just I want to add. See, you must have noticed that a lot of development in technology as well as its administration and policy formulation and implementation is being carried out by ITS officers. There, at various places, you will see excellence of ITS officers. We have crossed a journey. Today is that we are at the cusp of a revolution that is called AI revolution. Trillions of dollars are being invested all over the world. It's a race going on. We are nowhere as India at the moment. We are trying to catch up. We are trying to do something on it. And then ITS officers, you will see, we will be mostly focusing on, as a country, because foundationals, we have no investment. So we'll be focusing mostly on AI applications. We'll be using it for our growth, for our resilience, for welfare of our nation. AI is going to affect each and every walk of your personal life, professional life, and the life of the country. I would request all the young people that they should devote time and do their capacity building along with the NCA and various organized institutions we have, focused on these two ones. One is AI, its positives and its negatives will also be there, and the cybersecurity. These things will explode in next 2 to 5 years. Please remember this thing. Other things will go background, and they will occupy each and every space. And it is very difficult for us to really understand and respond to those things. So there will be an immense requirement of talents, their manpower, so capacity building, risk management, ethical governance, rather governance of technology. This is the space for us. These are the new areas. We are using technology, but who will govern the technology? Whether how it is being used, how it is being useful or not, whether it is creating problems. It's a huge area which is exploding. You can't imagine. So I will request everybody to make your thought process into this direction. As a group, you make a group, as I suggested, and then go with a plan. What is the plan for ITS officers? Enrichment of their knowledge base, capabilities, to respond to the new technology, emerging new technologies, which are encompassing the whole nation. आप 5 साल का बनाइए, 10 years का बनाइए, break it down, you see what are the requirements and whether you fulfill them, sit down and take, I think NCA should take the lead in this, use CDOT, use your TEC, everybody should be on board, and the young people should be kept there under the guidance or the support from the senior most people. And start making a program. Because just talking here and going back will not serve. We are doing various things and really wonderful things. But will they be enough? We are talking about a future of ITS officers for the next 40 years, 30 years. What should we be? We have to start a trigger of a thought process for this. That's why. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing the words of wisdom, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and all our esteemed panelists for sharing such valuable perspectives. Now, may I request Shri Atul Sinha, sir, DG NCAT, to please present a token of gratitude to Shri S.S. Sirohi, sir. Please have a huge round of applause. Now, may I request Shri Kishore Bhaktani, sir, DDG DS DOT to please present a token of gratitude to Shri Deb Kumar Chakrabarti sir. Please have a huge round of applause. Now, may I request Shri Navneet Chauhan sir, DDG NCAT, to please present a token of gratitude to Shri R.N. Palai sir. Please have a huge round of applause.
May I request Shri Pranay Divakar sir, ADG DIU DOT, to please present a token of gratitude to Shri Narendranath ji sir. Please have a huge round of applause. Now, may I request Shri Vishal Dheer sir, Director NCAT, to please present a token of gratitude to Shri R.K. Upadhyay sir. Please have a huge round of applause. Now, may I request Shri Suryash Gautam sir, ADG Gujarat LSA, to present a token of gratitude to Shri Naveen Jhakar sir. Please have a huge round of applause. May I request all the panelists and moderator to kindly come forward for a group photograph.
Thank you, sir. Now I request DG NCAT, Sri Atul Sinha sir, to come up on the stage for the next announcement.
Thank you. Sir, I am here before you for a very, very important announcement to commemorate this magnificent day, the 60th Diamond Jubilee Celebration Day for Indian Telecom Services. We have prepared a logo, and I would like to request the senior-most officers of the cadre present here to please come on the dais to unveil this logo as a memorable journey, commendable journey of Indian Telecom Services. May I request Shri Anil Kaushal sir of 1975 batch. Please welcome him with huge round of applause, please. May I request Shri H.C. Soni sir from 1976 batch. Huge round of applause to welcome Soni sir. May I request Shri A.N. Rai sir from 1977 batch. Round of applause to welcome A.N. Rai sir. May I request Shri S.S. Sirohi sir to please come again on the dais from 1977 batch. May I request Shri K.K. Minucha sir from 1978 batch to come on the dais. Huge round of applause to welcome Minucha sir. Honorable seniors, you are the guiding force for the entire cadre. We welcome you on the stage and request you to please unveil this. Yes, sir. Now, may I request all of you to please jointly unveil the ITS logo. A very proud moment for all of us. The new logo for Indian Telecom Services to commemorate the memory of the 60th Foundation Day and Diamond Jubilee celebration. Thank you, sir. Thanks to all of you for your kind gesture. Thanks a lot. We are honored to have you here, sir, on the stage. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for your valuable time, sirs. Owing to security protocols, we request everyone to vacate the hall. The third session will now be held on the second floor in hall number 6. Kindly keep all your things along with you. We'll All vacate the hall for security purpose and sanitization of the hall.
Kindly carry your things with you. The hall will be cleaned for sanitizations. You have to move to hall number 6 on second floor. People are standing outside to guide you. Thank you. Hall number 6, second floor outside. Volunteers are...